everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a pumpkin cinnamon roll. So everything in this recipe is plant-based. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing that we're going to add is the milk, and you're going to take 1 cup of milk. You're going to go ahead and warm it up on the stove till it's just warm, not hot. And to that we're going to add, well, I'm going to add, actually, this is not my original recipe. I will give you guys the original recipe at the end. But I'm going to add 1 packet of fast rising, highly active yeast. So I'm going to pour that in. And the next thing that I'm going to put in is going to be my maple syrup. Now the original recipe calls for 1 tablespoon. I'm going to actually double that. I've never made this recipe before, but a lot of times I'm noticing some of the recipes you may want to, alter it to your taste. So that's what I'm going to try. Hopefully I'm not messing this up. Then you're just going to whisk it. Going to let it set for a few minutes. And after it sits, we're going to go ahead and add all the other ingredients. So now we are just going to whisk this all together. And then the last thing we're going to do is combine 3 cups of flour. Now you're going to want to incorporate these a little at a time. Now for the second part of this recipe, we're going to go ahead and make the filling, and we're going to be using date paste, pumpkin puree, cinnamon, and I think that might be it. So let's go ahead and get that started. The first thing I'm going to put in is I have 3/4 cup of date paste. Now I've already prepared the date paste earlier. There'll be a video on the YouTube website of how I made that. But just for time, I did not include that in this particular video. But the date paste is made out of dates, and you just basically boil them, and then you puree them in a little bit of milk is how I made mine. That's not how you have to make it. So again, you got your 3/4 cup of date paste. The original recipe that I got this from actually calls for slightly different ingredients. So I've kind of adapted this to what I have at home in my pantry. So at this time, I'm just going to mix this together. Once this is mixed, I'm just going to set this aside, and this will become the filling for the cinnamon rolls. This looks really good. And I'm going to taste this, right? Because the date paste is awesome by itself. Ooh, this is good. Alright, so the dough actually rolled out pretty well. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the filling. I'm just going to spread it on the inside. And the filling is awesome. I mean, it is so good. So the filling is just the date paste mixture that we made a little bit ago, and it is really good. I am really excited to taste these and see what they turn out like. So once you spread this in the center, we're going to go ahead and roll them up. Alright, so we're going to line our pan with some parchment paper, slice these into pieces, and throw them in the oven at 325. So I've cut mine into 7 pieces. The recipe calls for 9, so mine are going to probably be slightly larger than what they would normally be. Look at that. Looks good, doesn't it? So we put our buns in the oven. They're going to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. The next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and make the icing. We're going to have to use our Vitamix or mixer to mix it all up together because it does contain cashews. The cashews have soaked for about 4 or 5 hours, which was recommended on the original recipe. So this I am not veering off of the recipe to make the icing with because I've never made this icing at all before. So the icing starts with 6 tablespoons of plant-based milk. 6 tablespoons of water, 4 tablespoons of maple syrup, okay everyone, do these not look awesome? These are the pumpkin cinnamon rolls just out of the oven. Now I made the cashew icing. I'm not 100% on the icing. I added in a ½ cup extra of cashews. I added 2 teaspoons of tapioca starch, and the icing did not really thicken up the way that it did on the original post. So maybe doubling it, maybe I messed up something, I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of the icing on anyway. So this is Alanis. She's tasting the cinnamon roll. How you like it?
I like it.
It's good? Does it taste as good as your Aunt Sheila's?
Ours is sweeter.
It's sweeter. That's what I thought too. All right. All right. So now I'm gonna have my husband's gonna give these a chance to see what he thinks.
Okay, it's all good. Let's see. Work. Where's the raisin? Is it pumpkin?
There is pumpkin in there.
You made us some more tomorrow?
No, sir. Well, there you have it. Plant-based cinnamon rolls. Tastes good. We're going to definitely make these again.